Hey everyone, Carl Brown here. Today we're going to talk about some basic legato exercises to really kind of strengthen the coordination between each pair of fingers. There are obviously in certain fingers when you're doing hammer-ons and legatos between them that are more difficult than others. So we're going to kind of do a complete kind of exercise that works out everything from legatos between all sets of fingers, as well as stretching and strengthening. So let's start here. Now the most difficult really legatos to do are the ones where you're really actually just one finger apart. You have to actually snap the string a little bit harder because the string tension is higher because you are letting off to something that is directly behind it. It's just like when you had the first fret to pulling off to the open strings or trying to hold a chord bar on the first fret, the string tension is higher there because of the limited space between when the string starts and where you're actually trying to hold the string down. So the same thing happens when you're doing legatos. If you are trying to do a hammer-on and pull-off between two fingers side by side, that's a lot more difficult than doing one that's two frets up. Or the further you go away from the note that you're pulling off to, the further the notes are apart, the less string tension there is on the string. So just keep that in mind. So the ones that are probably you want to practice a lot the most are going to maybe be the ones that are just one finger to the next, or especially if they're only one fret apart. We are going to try to spread these out a little bit. All right, I'm going to start this exercise at the third fret here. We're going to first go. This is a little exercise that I learned when I was, doing all my classical guitar studies. We're going to start with the first finger on the sixth string, third fret, hammer on with your second finger, then pull back off to the third fret again. So we go 3, 4, 3. Then go over to the fifth string. I know I didn't put the picking hand on this because this is a left-hand video, but I'm picking the first note on every string and that's it. So then after I did, look at the pattern I'm going to do here. 3, 4, 3. Then when I come over to the fifth string, I'm going to do 4, 3, 4. So I'm going to start with the pull off on that one. So I started with a hammer on here. Then I use the finger that I have available to come over to the fifth string and basically do the thing backwards. And then I'm going to use the first finger to come over to the fourth string and do the same one patterned at 3, 4, 3, and then over to the third string, 4, 3, 4. Then second string, 3, 4, 3, and then 4, 3, 4. So we have. Now, as much as you can, it's not possible to do all the time, but try to keep your fingers, the other fingers that you're not using, don't let them go underneath the fretboard like this, or try to keep them level. Try to keep them along the same. If you're on one string here, try to keep the other fingers as much as you can kind of in line on the same string. It's just training finger independence, and that's really what's going to help you be able to prepare to do anything you want. So after I did that, I come up one fret. So I just into that 4, 3, 4. I move up a fret and go 3, 5, 4, 5. So basically, do everything. Just keep going. You're always mixing. You're always doing one pattern, either the first finger, second finger, first finger, or second finger, first finger, second finger, one after the other, all the way up. Then come up a fret and go down the strings, doing the same, changing the patterns up. Now we're up one fret higher. What I want you to do is take your first finger and drop it back one fret. So we have a 2 fret spacing from the third fret to the fifth fret, and do the same exercise. Now I still kind of keep these fingers in line, but now we're working on the ability to stretch between those two fingers. And then you would continue and just go up, starting with a 1 fret spacing again. Drop back. And then 1 fret spacing again. So you see what I'm doing there. All right, now we're going to do the same thing with the others. So that was 1 and 2. Now we're going to do it with the second finger and the third finger. Much more difficult to do. Exact same pattern though. We're not going to spread this one out though. That's actually kind of dangerous. That tendon in the middle doesn't really want you to do that. These exercises, hopefully you'll take them all the way up the neck, and maybe when you get up here, you can separate them by 2 frets. But don't try to do that down here. That's just not going to be good for your hands. So keep it at a 1 fret space for the second and third fingers. So I'm just doing the same pattern that I did before. Now we're going to do the same thing, but with this third and fourth fingers, which is obviously probably the weakest combination and the one you're going to want to work on the most. And then you're going to drop that back. Now, if you can't do that drop back, that 2 fret spacing here, way down here, wait and keep it at 1 fret spacing until you get up around maybe the 12th fret, where the frets are smaller and you can get away with doing the 2 fret spacing like that. All right? Now, when I'm doing these legato, by the way, my thumb is in the middle of the neck and the back of the neck, just supporting the hand. So you have a lot of space between the bottom of the neck and the inside of your palm. And that's where the power comes from. So you can, if you do like this, you kind of you're using these knuckles, which don't have much power. These knuckles in the back of your hand, the big knuckles, when you put your thumb in the middle of the neck and you know that you got some space there and you're making your fingers go to the strings, they kind of get more elongated instead of bunched up like this. That means now you're using the power in the back of your hands and the big knuckles at the base of your fingers, and those are the ones you want to use, and they're the fastest, most flexible, and the strongest. All right, now we're going to do 1 and 3. So we're going to be from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret doing the same pattern. And then when we get there, just did that same thing. When we got all the way back down, we drop the first finger back, and now we're spread out across 3 frets. And then when we get back down here, go back up a fret and just do the 2 fret spacing again. And then spread it out. All right? And then we're going to do the same thing with 2 and 4. Start whatever fret you want to start on. I'm at the 2 fret spacing here. And then I'm going to drop this back, 3 fret spacing. Once again, if that's too much for you, wait till you get up to like the 12th fret before you start doing the 3 fret spacing with this. Okay? And then we're going to end it with the first finger and pinky, doing the same pattern. Hammer pull. And then drop the first finger back so you have a from 3 to 7th fret. All right, and then just take that up 1 fret at a time. So this will be easy to follow if you get the music download at guitarlessons365.com. You'll have a free tablature PDF that you can download with all these exercises and fingerings. Okay, so please go to guitarlessons365.com, support the site so I can continue these lessons, and subscribe and comment and do whatever you can. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye-bye.